Hello, welcome back, my Royal Rogues. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Royal Rogue, and tonight I want to start with an announcement. If you follow me on Twitter, you might be aware that in the past 24 hours, my account was deactivated. Just want to be clear that I did it on purpose because I needed some time off. And at the same time, I realized that I needed to split my social media presence there. It has to do with the way every social media algorithm works, in which is pretty hard to grow if you don't focus in just one topic. And if you have been following me for a while, you know that I have many interests. So here you can see my two Twitter accounts. The original, Kinesics, will be dedicated to body language and persuasion. And the new one, the Royal Rogue, with the funny underscores, will be the one that I use for everything royal and non-royals. I'm also including those links in the description of this video. So let's start with a much needed meme. Harry will be in the UK next week, but Charles will be enjoying a week of solitude and hiking in Transylvania. Told Harry I was bound for Transylvania, idiot boy thought I was becoming a woman. And talking about the trips, one of the things that canceled my Twitter post was everybody talking about a plane. And as a child from the 80s, it's impossible for me to not read or listen to the word plane without remembering Fantasy Island. The same way, every time I see Jeff Bezos' fiancée, Lauren Sanchez, I have the idea that her plastic surgeon is hell-bent on making her look like Tattoo. But better not ask questions about that. But back to the plane, it all started with Massey Kondo on Twitter talking about tracking some Royal Air Force aircraft. Upon further inspection, it has to do with the royal wedding of Prince Hussein of Jordan and Rahwa Al Saif. Everybody wants to know if the Prince and Princess of Wales are going to be there. And there's no shortage of royalists wishing that this happens, just like Fifi. Me praying Prince William and Princess of Wales attend Prince Hussein's wedding. O Kingdom, I am waiting for news that the Prince and Princess of Wales will attend the wedding of the Crown Prince of Jordan. The event will be with crowns. Queen Rania is a member of Ershot. Hussein and William are friends, and Catherine lived her childhood in Jordan, so they should. And when I think about it, perhaps I should sometimes cover other royals from around the world. This kind of synchronicities are interesting. Soap Street, Catherine, Princess of Wales, Queen Rania of Jordan, Queen Letizia of Spain, all in pink. But staying on the topic of surprise flights, we got this a couple days ago. Two major royals fly back to UK on economy flight, leaving travelers gobsmacked. Who were those mystery royals? Half-term holiday makers returning from Nice were stunned to spot royals Mike and Zara Tyndall on their Air France flight. The couple came home in economy class on the plane this morning, having been abroad to watch the Monaco Grand Prix on Sunday. Other tourists on the flight to London Heathrow were staggered to see Mike and Zara and took photographs of them in the departure lounge and boarding the aircraft. Zara, the late Queen's eldest granddaughter, appeared to need a rest as she laid her head back on the seat while Mike looked at his phone. Well, I think the only way we could see Harry flying economy will be wearing a peasant-proof suit. I don't mention Meghan because she will never fly economy again. She will find a billionaire to rent her the plane. And speaking of the intersection, or more like the war of the Windsor worlds, battle of the streaming services, Prince William partners up with YouTube for Earshot Prize content after Harry's multi-million-pound deal with Netflix. But there is a catch to this headline. It has now been announced that as part of a 2-year partnership, the Earthshot Prize will work with YouTube to produce content which inspires users to drive action against climate change with stories of urgent optimism from around the world. Content will include mini documentaries and Q&As with the finalists of the awards to YouTube Shorts and creator collaborations. The catch is, while Harry was doing it for himself, The Prince of Wales is doing it for others, namely the finalists and winners of the Earthshot Prize. Meanwhile, the organization will also work to help the prize reach younger and more international audiences who care passionately about climate change. Pedro Pina, head of YouTube Europe, Middle East, and Africa, said, "Sustainability matters to us. It matters to the creator community that calls YouTube home, and it matters to viewers, particularly younger viewers who are demanding we all take greater care of our planet." I think bringing that awareness to younger viewers is a good thing, especially to bring awareness to the link between BS and methane. It's almost a symbiotic relationship. And by the way, good point by the Caribbean Prince. The difference here is Earthshot is a standalone charity, nothing to do with Kensington Palace, and trying to find solutions to repair our planet. Netflix and Lies was an exaggerated propaganda assault on the royal family, UK, and the Commonwealth. Don't insult us. They are not the same. But if we talk about being the same of the Harkles, then there are a few personalities that fit the bill, and somehow Meghan hasn't dumped yet. It's the case of disgraced talk show host James Corden, already infamous for the way he treats his staff, visiting Meghan Markle and Prince Harry at their California home. Can you imagine the poor souls that work for the Monte Shit Show couple? They will need therapy after this. "Look, I'm a huge fan of both of them," he said of Harry and Meghan. "Obviously, I know Harry better than I know Meghan, but I think it's really hard to judge or be judgmental." The comedian said that he had a huge amount of respect and admiration for Harry, and anyone who has been around him and spent time with him would feel exactly the same way. Well, you know that this happens a lot with narcissists. They have this mask that they show to the public, so for some magical reason, they are the sweetest with some of the people, at least in public. And if they meet another narcissist, they might tolerate each other only for the sake that they can support each other in their misery towards everybody else. This happens a lot in families, by the way, and it's gross. But it's nice that Harry has friends overseas because everyone in the UK is betting on him staying there, including GB News anchor Patrick Christys, making an explicit plea to US President Joe Biden to please do not, under any circumstance, deport Harry. And I quote, "President Biden, we don't want Harry back. He is your problem now. He is a lying, winging traitor. He threw the royal family, his own family, and the country under the bus. He seems to hate everything about us. In fact, I think if the US deported him, we should make him stateless, burn his British passport, and never forgive him for the way he treated the Queen or Prince Philip in their final moments. And he will probably want to take Meghan back with him. She's always been your problem. She is one of you. You created that monster, and we have suffered enough." Yeah, I think Patrick's got a point. What do you think about this? I would love to read your opinion in the comments. My Royal Rogues, remember that the best way to support my channel is just hitting the subscribe button and make sure you have notifications on. That's all you need to do to help me making these videos. Remember the two most important words: much love and bliss.